Anthony? All right. We're going to call this meeting to order. If everyone can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming. This is a special early meeting for us to recognize some Batavia School District retirees. Mr. Smith's going to come up and call each one up one by one. So start that. Thank you. All right.
Good evening, welcome. So we have, between all of our retirees, almost 500 years of experience. 481 to be exact. I'm not going to call anybody out, but we have 481 years of experience leaving us. And it's also, this is one of my favorite days of the year, also one of my saddest days of the year. Because we get to say goodbye, but we also get to say thank you to our aides, our therapists, our food service workers, and our teachers. So I'm going to just get we have some folks who are not here. And I know Ann Krasnowski's here. Ann, will you come on up, please? And each retiree, what do you want to say?
You can stand right here.
So Ann, when were you hired?
Officially?
Officially.
9/1/96.
You got the first question right. Very good. So Ann's, each retiree is going to get a plaque or a little statue, I guess. Ann Krasnowski, in appreciation for your exceptional service to the Batavia City School District. You can hold that, and I'm just going to talk about you for a minute.
Oh, great.
Okay. So Ann, we've gathered some words from our staff. Ann embodies what the word professionalism looks like. She takes her job seriously to the benefit of our students and our staff, and I've seen this before. She has a gentle way of getting students to give their best effort. She models respectfulness for staff and students alike. She's excelled in working in the office, working in the classrooms, and supporting our STEAM program, which I love going to your events. Right?
Thank you.
We appreciate all of her work over the years. It has been a blessing to work with Ann. We all miss her, and we thank you for a job well done. Congratulations. Thank you, Ann. I don't think you can take a shot, which is here tonight, so we'll save her for later. Robin? That's me. Right up there. Come on up. Yeah. So, no pressure, Robin, but when were you hired?
2003.
September 1st, 2003. Yeah. We have this. And Robin teaches chorus for us at John Kennedy, and I've been to, I think, all of her concerts since I've been working here. And as Mr. Kessler says, Robin has done a wonderful job at both Jackson and JK in fostering student love for music. She always has a positive and welcoming environment, and has even written many songs for our STEAM program at John Kennedy. We will truly miss her presence at JK, and thank you, Robin, for all you've done for our students. Thank you. Congratulations, Robin.
Thank you.
And the dogs is next, but I don't think she's here. Okay, well, I have the DeFlippo family. Come on up. Rich. So, this is in memory of Penny, who we lost in the fall, like just this last year. And Penny worked in our cafeteria. This is her family to accept this award for her. Penny began her career at Robert Morris. She then went to Jackson, finished her career at the middle school. Penny truly loved her students. They were a bright spot in her day. She had a special gift for noticing the children who needed extra love and care. Whether it was a warm hello, a reassuring hug, a graduation card, or even an ice cream treat for her special friends. Penny was dedicated, quick-witted, and full of humor. She famously struggled to recall her passwords, and her smartphone issues often kept everyone on their toes. A devoted sports fan, she especially enjoyed dress-down days where she would wear her favorite team shirts, which were, what were her favorite team shirts? Yankees. She cherished the many colleagues she worked with over the years, and had a special place in her for name. Penny left us far too soon. Penny truly was a treasure to all of us who knew her. To all of us who knew her, family meant everything to her. She was an avid golfer and a devoted dog lover. She was kind-hearted and had a special twinkle in her eye. We were honored to have her on our staff. Mary Deal. Oh gosh. Okay, Mary.
You cry with that one.
When were you hired?
September 1988.
1988. Yes, you got it right.
Yes.
I was still a student.
I still remember.
You still remember?
Yes, I was. I'm Frank Wayside.
So Mary's Heel, 37 years of dedication was second to none. She never missed a beat, never called in sick, never let her team down, and was always there for at least 30 minutes prior to the workday. She stayed on top of everything with her bookkeeping and staying one step ahead. Her feathers were never ruffled. Over the years, Mary enjoyed working with both students and faculty, witnessing many changes throughout her years. She was kind in spirit, while taking time to celebrate birthdays and special occasions. She ran a tight ship in middle school. And you never had to worry, everything was always under her tight control. She took great pride in her work and showed every single day. She is deeply devoted to her family and close friends, and well done on this great journey. Congratulations. Congratulations. Jen Jacobs. John Kirkwood.
Mr. Smith, I'm not walking up because
Come on,
it's special.
yes.
Mr. Regal, yes.
Oh, yes, perfect, yes,
How does that know?
yes.
They can still slide through here.
John? When were you hired, John?
Thank you.
9/1/1996.
1996. So John's positivity, loyalty, and passion for education are outstanding. He always makes the group or the place he is in better, and he's driven to make Health Batavia schools be as great as they can be. John has truly been a lifelong learner who looks to grow and improve. He teaches with purpose and enthusiasm in and outside of the classroom. He has led our new teacher training program and has coached many teams, including football, hockey, tennis, track. I think your favorite was unified bowling. Right?
Absolutely.
Unified bowling.
Here,
His
Ralph.
passion for education, biology, and sports helped to inspire many students to pursue careers in fields like physical therapy, medicine, and research. John builds people up and inspires them to do their best with his encouragement, support, and high expectations. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
Everybody together.
Yep.
John, what's going to say?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Yeah, sounds good.
Well, thanks, everybody. Appreciated the opportunity.
Nancy Ogadowski and Jessica. Now, you know, they don't know I'm asking when they were hired, so I'm probably thinking before. So, when were you hired, Nancy? 9199. Congratulations. Nancy, we want to express to you our heartfelt joy and appreciation for your outstanding work at Robert Morris through the past several years. Your creativity and ability to take on new tasks and openness to feedback demonstrates a strong commitment to both personal and your own growth. Your support for the classroom teacher and other building staff is invaluable in making a safe and nurturing atmosphere for our students. Thank you for being a team player. Your resilience to our mission has been outstanding. Not only have you shined at RM, but you spent time at BHS supporting our students outside the school day as a bus aide. You truly recognize it takes a whole village to raise. So nice job and congratulations. Congratulations, Nancy. John. Printer. Dave Russo. Dave. Mary Ann Salone. Yvonne. Come on up, Yvonne. I think Yvonne gets a prize.
I get a prize.
You get the prize. Well,
For
it's
40
not a
years?
prize. 40 years. 40 years. So you're hired when?
November 20th, 1985.
Fantastic.
Did I get it right?
You got it right. Yes, you got it right. So she had devoted 40 years of her life to the BCSD Child Food Program. She began her career as a baker, and through hard work, dedication, moved up a food service helper and then cook. Over the years, you witnessed countless changes. How many would you say countless changes in the program? More than 50?
Oh, yeah, a lot. I went through a lot of bosses
Yeah.
and supervisors.
And worked alongside many colleagues who came and went, leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. She is quick, funny, and known for 5 loud sneezes a day. Is that right?
Who put that in? Susan?
Yeah.
I'm good.
She is a jack of all trades, always ready to serve at a moment's notice, and she will be missed. She never forgot a birthday or a celebration, brought warmth and laughter every day. As she sits on her porch in September, the school year is going to start without her in the kitchen cooking her heart out. What's your favorite meal to make for us students? What do they like the best?
What do they like the best?
Or would you like to make the most?
Oh, God, I don't know. They had bloated nachos today, yeah.
So congratulations on your 40-year career. Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you.
Richard Tadford.
Thank you.
No? Laura Kenneth Russo, I saw. Congratulations, Laura.
Thank you.
Laura actually left us last year,
Well, December.
right? You were hired when?
95.
And who was superintendent?
Yeah, it was
That's
Van
cool.
Scola,
Yeah. Laura taught ELA for 30 years, both at the middle school and also at the high school. In that time, she forged meaningful and enduring relationships with her colleagues and students. Always with a cup of tea in hand, Laura could often be found engaging her seniors in creative writing or talking all things Romeo and Juliet with the 9th grade freshies. Or simply tying with students chatting about life on her planning periods. Laura's room, I have been in her room, was always a safe and comfy place, and she was a cornerstone of the BHS ELA experience. In retirement, she's already traveled to Europe, kept up with her postcard pen pals, far away, and hit the road in her wandering-esque camper. We wish you well, Laura. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Ms. Weicher? Dan Sicardi? Galzini? Okay, well, we want to recognize all of them. I'll find time to recognize them as well. We have lots of positive things to say about them. And those folks, did I miss somebody? Deb Wolf, no, she not coming. Chris Tillson also is not here. She works in payroll. And Angela Gauzy mentioned that here as well. So we have several folks who are not here, and they'll be recognized later on during this week, probably some of them would like. So let's give all of our retirees a round of applause. presentations as well. John?
So we have two board members that this will be their last meetings with us as well. First off, Barbara Bowman. Barbara, if you can come up. There you are. So Barbara's been on the school board for 9 years. Reading through some of the things Barb has, her profile on our website, one of the things that I think really her biggest attribute to this board was she brought awareness to us on the social, mental, and well-beings of not only of our students, but of what challenges our district families face as well outside of our buildings. And Barb was always a very big advocate of that. She always made sure that as a board we considered those items. And I think, again, the biggest attribute is that you always saw the good in everything, and the good in every day, every meeting that you brought to us for our students and families. So 9 years, we truly appreciate the volunteer that you did.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Thank you. And our next one, I didn't think this day would ever happen.
Well, you never know, I might come back.
Elsa and Benedict?
If I miss it that much, I'll just run next year.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, a total of 18 years.
17.
17? Okay.
Yeah.
So it was 2006?
Yes, I was gone and came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, again, one of the things we always talk about this, we're the only volunteers in this school district, and 17 years of volunteering and dedicating to this district and community is simply amazing. The time that you put in, it's not just a monthly meeting. I know through emails or conversations, being on the school board myself for 7 years, you have taught me so much personally over the 7 years, and I truly am grateful for everything that you have brought to this district. Both of you, even for the time that you've put in, please know that our school district is better because the two of you were dedicated your time and hearts to this district.
Well, thank you.
So we truly appreciate it.
I did it for the kids.
Well, we appreciate it. So, to our retirees, on behalf of the board, we truly appreciate your, what was it, over 500 years combined. That is incredible. We're going to have some light refreshments here. We're going to take a break from the meeting for about 15, 20 minutes or so. So please join us for some refreshments. Again, we appreciate your dedication to our district, and we're going to miss you, each one of you. Okay? All right, thank you. Take a quick break.
Yes.
We're gonna get the meeting started back again. You okay? Antonio, are we back live? Perfect. All right. All right, so getting back into the meeting, we're gonna start with our normal agenda, which is gonna be our good news section, which we have a whole list. I'm just gonna read off a few of them, and just know they are posted on our website as well for anyone to read through all of them. So the first one I have is for the Board of Education, or from the Board of Education, and that is that our Batavia Clerical Association has donated a $50 donation to the United Way Backpack Program in honor of the Board of Education during School Board Recognition Week. This was very thoughtful, and we're very thankful of this, and we're very happy that it goes to such a great program like that. So to the Clerical Association, we truly appreciate that. And I believe, did you attach a letter on the website?
It is.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Next up, we have Erica O'Donnell, our teacher's aide at Robert Morris. She'd like to give a thank you to board members Mr. Rigo, Mrs. Lenve, and Mr. Schmidt for all their help with our second annual Bubble Mania Field Day. Our kiddos said it was the best day ever. We loved having them there to spend time with us. We also want to thank our nutritional services stand, building, and ground staff for all their help making this event so much fun. Next couple here, from Melzy Case, our music teacher at BMS. Congratulations to Mrs. Warren and Mrs. Stratton for all of the BMS Drama Club students on their production of The Dinner in Oz. It was so entertaining and interactive. Great work, everyone. From Cheryl Kwalik, our data processing clerk from the high school. To all who coordinated and helped with the BHS SEL Family Nights, students and parents who attended the event had a great time. From Mrs. Nataro, our principal at Jackson. Sadie Lorea is a long-term substitute in kindergarten. Sadie has done a great job developing her own lesson plans in the teacher's absence. Her students adore her, and she is doing a fantastic job. We'll skip through from Ms. Priebus, our English teacher at BHS. The BHS Guiding Coalition took time to reflect on our building's PLC processes, where we've been, where we currently are, and where we aspire to be. I appreciate the coalition members' care, thoughtfulness, willingness to engage in these important conversations as we look ahead to next school year. And I have to acknowledge this, and I think probably both of you will be acknowledging it in your reports as well, but from Karen Wood, our BHS musical and drama director. Congratulations to Gus Crawford on winning performance at the RBTL Stars of Tomorrow and New York City Bound competition. Gus will now go on to the National High School Musical Theater Awards, better known as the Jimmy Awards. He's traveling to New York City and will stay there for 10 days where he will audition for preliminary rounds, talking workshops with Broadway pros, and finally performing in the ceremony on June 22nd. BHS is hosting a watch party open to all the public starting at 7 p.m. that night. Is that at the high school? Mm-hmm. That'll be at the high school. We're so very proud of him and hope everyone will come out and support him on the 22nd. And from Dr. Corey, our Director of Curriculum and Instruction. I've seen some incredible lessons across all schools recently. It's clear evidence showing how strong collaborative teams work together to plan lessons that respond to students' needs. Students are empowered to think critically and discuss important questions. Kudos to all of our amazing teachers as they approach the end of the school year. And as I mentioned, there is quite a bit more on there to read through, but we appreciate all the good news and hope that we continue to receive those each month. So next, Mr. Smith also has a quick presentation and acknowledgement. So Mr. Smith.
I just want one more acknowledgement. That was part of the agenda. I want to call Eli. You know, come up to the center here. So as Mr. Rigo mentioned, all the board members are volunteers, and so is Eli. Eli has been all year. You have not missed a meeting, I think, have you?
Yeah, one, I think.
All right, well, we don't hold that against you. You're not part of it. So Eli is graduating this year. He's going to Buff State to be a history teacher, and he's been a great representative and voice for our students. And we do have a gift for you. I want to tell you about the gift, and I don't have it for you right now, but it's in process. And Eli has shared with us he's a history lover, And he's excited because Buff State is right nearby the Albright Knox Art Gallery.
Yep.
And Buff State, so we have purchased for Eli season passes to both of those places as a token of our thanks for Eli, okay? So those are coming soon, all right? Thank you, Eli.
Still hoping you have your instrument to do your, no? Okay. All right, we're gonna move forward into our presentations. We are first going to ask Mr. Kessler to come up and Mr. Jacob Griffith Sarkis.
Come on, Jake. All right, I would like to introduce everyone to Jacob Griffith Sarkis. Jacob was a student here at the high school while I was the principal here. Jacob just completed his requirements to continue on and get his GED. But I want to tell you his story a little bit, all right? So Jacob completed all the requirements that he needed for graduation during his time here. So he was part of building trades at BCSD while he was here. He passed the precision exam in construction trades, and he earned 28.5 credits while he was here at the high school, and you need 22 to graduate. The challenge that Jake had was you need the ELA exam, a passing grade on the ELA exam to graduate. You know, tests are not Jacob's favorite thing, right? And that was a more challenging subject for Jake. He tried it several times and did not pass the exam. And so over the course of the next couple years, he worked, he tried some different things. His family was with him along the way and saying, right, you can do this. And he made the decision to get back over at BCSD as part of their GED program this year. And so Jake worked primarily with one of the teachers over there, Aaron Sherman, but with some other people over there. That was, the English portion was the only portion of the GED that he had to pass. He worked at it, he persevered, and it's just a great example of sometimes young people, like, you know, you want to pass something the first time, be through that, but like sometimes you might just have to persist through something that's hard, right? And I think Jake has learned, like, you can do hard things, right? And so I'm just proud to be able to know Jake. I'm so excited for him that he passed his GED exam. So I'm going to be able to hand him this certificate. But Jake, on behalf of me, Mr. Smith, and the district, congratulations to you.
Great, thank you.
Congratulations.
For your mother. For your mother.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kessler. Jacob, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, next presentation, we have Mr. Reed and Mr. Britz for our athletic update.
Good evening. Thank you for having us. For those of you that I've never met or that don't know me, I'm Joel Reed. I am the Director of Health, Physical Education, and Athletics. This is Brennan Briggs. He is the Athletics Program Assistant. We work pretty much hand in hand in lockstep, trying to do whatever we can to provide the best experience for athletics for the Tavy City School District. And we also work hand in hand when it comes to the physical education program here. We have a series of slides to kind of go over what this year looked like. It was a great year again this year. And what I'd like to do is kind of parcel it out a little bit Brendan's going to talk to you a little bit about some of the exceptional accomplishments that our athletes and teams had this year. And then I'll kind of go over some things that are bigger picture things that are coming up on the horizon and some clarifications and stuff. So without further ado, Brendan, would you like me to do the shit as far as clicking?
All right, yeah, sure. Thanks, Joel. All right.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start off with our Batavia Blue Devils team highlights this year. And in our winter season, we had girls indoor track and field. They were sectional champions. You know, no surprise, 20th girls indoor track and field sectional championship. And the championship team included 13 individual sectional champions. We also had our boys indoor track and field sectional champions as well. And this is their 13th boys indoor track and field sectional championship. And that championship team included 4 individual sectional champions. In the spring, our girls outdoor track and field just recently became sectional champions. And this is the 5th girls outdoor track and field sectional championship in a row. 9th girls outdoor track and field sectional championship all in all. And then the championship team included 12 individual sectional champions. And surprise, surprise, boys outdoor track and field sectional champs. 10th boys outdoor track and field sectional championship. And this team included 6 individual sectional champions as well. In the spring, our softball team, they were in the sectional finals. Appearance, lost a heartbreaker, but I don't know if any of you follow that, but it was a fantastic game and just a great season for our girls softball team.
As part of that, just something to keep an eye out for our pitcher, Ms. Alchemader. She is only, it's under 100 now strikeouts from setting the school record. She's a phenomenal pitcher. I would highly advise if any of you have the opportunity to come out to a game next year, make sure you do. We're going to lose her after next year. She's going to be a senior next year.
Our boys soccer team, Monroe County Division IV champs. This is their first Monroe County Division championship, so it's a very big thing for them, and just awesome to see our boys soccer team doing so well. Wrestling, Monroe County Division III champs. Our Batavia Attica team, again, I don't know if anybody had a chance to go out and watch them, but very fun to watch, very competitive. So congratulations to them on their Monroe County Division III championship. Getting into our individual highlights, we have a ton. I'm not going to read off every name. Girls indoor track and field, as we mentioned, they had 13 individual sectional champions. The names are on there, very, very familiar names that we've seen. I'm not going to read through them all, but again, that information is on there.
You're going to see them again. You're going to see a trend.
All League. We had plenty of All League. We put our first team All League awards on there for the fall. We had plenty of names. Again, boys soccer, football, girls soccer, girls tennis, and girls volleyball all had representatives on the first team.
Ella, who you see in that photo there, this is her senior year. So we're going to lose her this year to graduation. But she did break the all-time girls soccer program scoring record this year. She did it with still 3-4 games left in the season. So it's an impressive feat on her part.
Going into the winter season, we had plenty of all-league awards. First team, once again, indoor track, swimming, competitive cheer, wrestling, and then we had boys and girls indoor track in the same line there, and then basketball. We had plenty of representatives on the first team all-league in our winter sports season.
For wrestling, the 2 individuals there, Memphis and Luke, also represented us in sectionals, and we're in the finals to go to states, and unfortunately this year we missed out on that, but we're going to lose them to being seniors as well.
All league in the spring. Again, same concept here. First team, girls outdoor track, boys outdoor track, flag football, tennis, golf, baseball, and softball. We had representatives from every one of those teams on our first team all league in the spring.
One more I'd like to mention is Finn Halpin. Finn this year made it farther than we've had any of our tennis players in a while. Finn made it to the final round of 16, which would have, if he had won out of that bracket, would have taken him to states, which tennis is pretty impressive. If you make it to states, that's pretty impressive, given the fact that they only take 16 kids total at states. And it's not based upon class, division, size, 16 total across the state to go to states to compete for that title. So that's pretty impressive.
Individual champs, boys indoor track and field. As we mentioned, we had 4 individual champs, Carvel, Brock, Anaje, and Nate. Girls outdoor track and field, we had 12 individual sectional champions. Boys outdoor track, we had 6 individual sectional champions. And then in the winter, we had plenty of state representatives for girls indoor track and boys indoor track. We also had in the winter, New York State champions, our girls 4x200, which was Charisma Westcott, Addie O'Donnell, Nevaeh Thomas, and Ella Shamp. You'll see those names quite often, and they're coming up again here soon. In the spring, so just recently, again, we had plenty of representatives for New York State. Girls outdoor track and field and boys outdoor track and field had plenty. And this was just, yesterday, 2 days ago?
Both Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, Saturday and Sunday. New York State champions, our girls 4x1, that's the same crew, and then our girls 4x400 meter, and they also had a new school record, and Sophia Lawrence was on that 4x4, who was not mentioned before. And then our New York State top 4 finishers, we had Nevaeh Thomas in the 100 meter, she finished 4th place. Carvel Martino in the shot put, he was 2nd place. Charisma Westcott was 2nd in the 400 meter and 4th in the 200 meter. And congratulations to Mr. Smith here. New York State top 6 finishers, Madeline Smith, 6th place in the 100 meter hurdles, Cade Shamp, 5th place discus, and Isaac Barlin, 6th place discus.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Briggs.
I take no credit for my daughter's athletic ability. I'm not a hurdler, I'm a trombone player, so I don't know what she gets it from. Must be the long arm and the long leg or something, so thanks.
So we were also very fortunate this year. Again, we did showcase Batavia, and we did host the Class B state qualifier, and that was just this spring. You see Miss Westcott there. Each one of those represents one of the events that she punched her ticket and qualified to go to states for. Miss Westcott, as you saw, it was in several of those slides, several relays and individual events. This is kind of the meat and potatoes part. That was all the fun part, so I just want to kind of talk to you about some of the things and follow up on. So last year in my presentation, I talked to you a little bit about participation numbers in athletics, and some things that maybe were some areas of concern. This year I thought maybe I'd dig a little deeper and actually supply the data and the data behind it. So this is the last 4 years of participation in sports for athletics. If you look, what we're seeing is a trend of percent, but I'll read each line and then I'll give you a little backstory for each one. So in 22-23, we had 944 students, and that is between grades 7 and 12. The reason why I picked 7 and 12 is that's our modified age eligible students all the way through our seniors. Out of that 944 students, there were 491 athletes, and that comes out to 52% of our students, grade 7 through 12, participating in at least one sport. So that isn't redundancies. That's not, well, if one student played 3 sports, I didn't count that student 3 times. It was just one, and then they may have played 2 other sports, but they played it. Each one of them played at least one sport. In 23-24, you see that we had 965 students eligible at those age groups, 507 different athletes. That comes out to 52.5% of our student population in those grades. Last year, my first year, 24-25, we had 943 students, grade 7 to 12, 474 athletes, 50.5% of those athletes, of those students were athletes. And then this year, in 25-26, we had 895 students, grades 7 through 12, 473 athletes, which comes out to 53%. If you notice, the general trend is that it's our percentages, which is telling you how many of our kids are actually participating, the percentage of, have pretty much been steady with a slight drop last year. But if you look, one thing that is a steady trend is that our beds numbers have gone down a little bit. So when we talk about recruitment and how to get more kids involved, it's not really the percentages that are the problem. It's more or less we need to get creative on having, as our population has shrunk a little bit, which is common in most school districts. But what we want to do is just be creative on how we recruit and keep kids involved in the programs. I like that the percentage looks similar, and I like that it even came up this year, but we still have work to do to try to make sure that we're getting new kids involved in it and doing our very best to promote our sports and our athletes, and more importantly, just the good experiences that kids get through athletics. Good news for Scholar athletes, these are our numbers. So to be a Scholar athlete, you see there, you have to have a GPA of 90% or above during their sports seasons. In the spring, we had 134. In the winter, we had 65. And in the fall, we had 65 as well. That's a total of 264 student athletes qualified as individual Scholar athletes. That's actually only 4 down from last year, but if you remember, we're about, back one? Yes, I'm taking it out for a ride. So if you look there, we are about 50 kids less than last year. So it's kind of, I'm not taking it as a win, but I kind of understand the number a little bit better that way. So for the teams themselves, we had 8 Scholar athlete teams in the spring, 6 in the winter, and 7 in the fall. That means 21 out of 24 of those teams this year were all qualified as Scholar athlete teams. That equals 87%. We, because we met 75% of our teams, again this year we will be a school of excellence, which I think is a very good thing for all of us to celebrate. That's up 7% from last year. Last year we had 80% of our teams that had qualified as Scholar athlete teams. And then on the horizon, something that we're very, very excited about is our turf project. I'm sure that all of you have driven by at some point and see everything that's going on in the back there. It's going to be absolutely a huge benefit to our athletics programs, and I think it's going to be something that we will really be able to brag about. And I'm sure plenty of different community organizations and outside schools will look forward to playing here. It's something that I think is going to really promote our sports. It's going to help us in that recruitment piece. But some of the things I want to make sure that I bring to light that hopefully will, it may not eliminate entirely, but I think it's going to help out tremendously. You see that second line. This today, now please, this spring was one of the worst that I've ever seen in my experience as an athletic director. 47 different events were rescheduled this spring alone, and that was based upon weather. In sports that I've never even had to reschedule before, to be honest with you. We had to reschedule 3 different lacrosse matches, which is typically played in poor weather. You just play in anything. And we had to reschedule because of conditions 3 different events in lacrosse. Predominantly you're looking at, that's softball and baseball, but yeah, and then golf a lot got floated around as well in there, so I should bring that up as well. But yeah, there was a lot of rescheduling that hopefully next year with the turf, you're not gonna have that problem. You're also gonna have the benefit of being able to start your practices earlier outside. Spring sports traditionally for at least the month of March and a lot of times into April are still practicing inside in the gyms trying to get ready for their seasons. And a lot of times their spring sports, their contests are starting at the end of March. So one of the benefits of having that turf facility out there is going to be that those guys and gals will be able to start practicing much earlier and be able to kind of be up to speed with the other districts that have similar setups. So that's a huge benefit alone. The space-time conflict relief for programs. Given the fact that there's going to be turf, we can stack practices in the spring. When it comes to baseball, softball, it's going to be much more helpful, as I just mentioned. But let's not forget that in the fall, soccer, the way that the setup of that field is going to be, you could hold 3 practices simultaneously, side by side, if we needed to utilize that space all at the same time. So we're freeing up a ton of space and making it so that our programs are going to be able to really build their skills and improve upon what they're doing. Not to mention the fact that we have some upgrades going in out there that are going to make it so that playing a soccer game there is going to be something that I think our teams are really going to look forward to. As far as our huddle camera systems, we're looking at huddle camera systems for baseball, softball, and soccer, which is something that a lot of the local school districts are starting to do, and we'll be one of the school districts that's ahead of the curve as well by jumping on that early. And then overall, it's just a great enhancement to help showcase Batavia. I've already had for the Rotary tournament last year mention of playing some of those games for baseball over there. I think that that's going to be something that's going to showcase those facilities as well. I think it's going to draw in some outside schools that maybe we've never played before that want to come out here and play. It's going to allow us to be able to get those games in. And not to mention that just the way it's going to look from the road is people are driving by, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So it's a real feather in the cap for the district. And I look forward to being able to have our kids out there practicing, playing, doing whatever we can possibly do. So it's something to really look forward to. Any questions from us? Mr. Regal, you promised you were going to grill me on something.
No, Mr. Lang forgot to give me his list of questions, so.
Oh, great. So now it's tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Just had a thought as you were talking about the amount of students that are in the sports program. I was just thinking about the arts, music, sports, and just wondered if there was a way, maybe in like 6th grade, to create a way to find a Find Your Passion month or something when it comes to arts, music, sports, because they're probably all down a little bit, and just thought maybe if we can, and again, this is me just brainstorming while you're talking, but promote it in each class with athletes, with artists, with musicians, have them come into the room, showcase kind of what they do, and then they're all exposed to all 3 of these different options. In 6th grade, during the summer, they're thinking, where can I can't wait to be a part of one of these areas. And so just a brainstorming thought, and maybe some of these students that aren't doing anything anywhere, maybe there's some of the challenges that the teachers are dealing with, and because they've got too much time. So I was just thinking if there could be mentors in their life. Find your passion.
I think we do a lot, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a lot of the teams go into Jackson, I know Mrs. Notaro advertises the heck out of it. They'll do book reading days with them, and I think the track team was there recently. I know the football players have been there. I think soccer did it this past year too. Yeah. So going off of that, if we can get more of that, more frequently for them. And
right, and even the arts and some of these kids, like we've got a girl in our youth group. She's while things are going on, she's drawing the whole time.
Yeah.
But I wonder if she's involved in the art program.
Yeah.
Same with music and so on. And now we're increasing on every level. And creating wins, and then there's no kids just going home with nothing to do, finding stuff to do. Instead, they're finding their passion that now flows right through life. So anyway, just a thought.
No, I think that's a great idea. As Mr. Regal mentioned, we do a little bit of that, and we try to bring our athletes down to those levels as much as possible. But I don't know that fulfills all of our needs as far as getting out the word as what we offer. And so I know that in brainstorming with some of the coaches, we do talk about, okay, how do we make sure that our summer programs, our youth programs are being pushed up? Because what most people maybe assume or maybe don't know at all is most of our varsity coaches are running programs all year round. Whether it's something to do with conditioning or it's trying to beef up our youth participation, whatever it may be. So being able to even just get that word out, believe it or not, 6th grade is probably a little late for sports. You're going to want those kids to have already been participating in stuff earlier when it comes to the kids that have a true passion for it, maybe are gifted, skilled, whatever, or just looking for something to do. There's enough data out there to show that participating in extracurriculars, whether it's sports or the arts or music, it helps with everything from retention of information right down to just behavior every day. So it's a good thing, and we want to continue to push it. I know this year one of the things that we started to develop was spreadsheets that showed our participation numbers in all of the grades, grades 7 through 12. Might be something that maybe we want to try to figure out a way to figure out what kids are playing outside sports in the younger grades as well. That might be helpful. But yeah, we're trying real hard, and we're thinking of everything. We're beating the bushes, and one of the things that I try to do too is stay in tune with what other districts are doing, who are facing similar number problems. And It's not exclusive Batavia. At our last AD meeting, I think I mentioned this last year, our last AD meeting, one of the things that came up was how the number of schools that lost modified programs this year, or JVs, and then how do we bridge that gap, you know? And so it's happening everywhere. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't mean we're gonna give up the fight. We'll keep pushing.
Just another thought, thinking about, let's say there's 1,000 students, if there was 100 or 50 that aren't doing any of these three things, to kind of even bring them aside and have, you know, make it even a little bit more of an effort, knowing that, so it would have to be a collaboration of all three of the, you know, three leaders of these groups to say, who are these students that aren't fitting in anywhere? And let's see if we can help them, give them that extra nudge to be somewhere in these three programs. I wonder if it would just change the culture of our district.
May very well, yes. That's a great idea too. And getting the principals involved in those coalitions, I think would be helpful as well. So, yeah, it's good points, good ideas.
So a follow-up question off of that, how is our athletic eligibility program going? I know we introduced it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
How is that? Is there tweaks that we can make to it, or how has that been going? And I know we did it both for modified sports and high school sports.
Right, yes. So things have improved. The high school, that has been the heavier lift, only because those kids are new to it. But as we've introduced it to the middle school and really pushed and utilized, those kids are really starting to become accustomed to it. And so we're seeing the improvement in the middle school. Those grades are coming up and those kids know what to expect and everything. With the high school, we've worked very hard with that, and as you can see, our team's numbers have come up for Scholar Athlete, and so we're seeing improvement in grades. It's just a matter of staying on top of it and making sure we have the right people communicating that information and getting that information out. Attendance, I'm sorry, one more thing. Attendance-wise, the attendance has improved.
Okay.
Our attendance has improved greatly in our athletic, in our participants.
So part of that eligibility, does that also incorporate discipline as well? Like if they are, I know they have to pass a class, they have to be in school a certain time.
Right.
Does it also have a disciplinary clause in there that, you know what, if you're in trouble in class or you get, you know, kicked out of class, or if you are suspended, obviously you're suspended from sports, but is there some sort of a follow-up through that with being eligible for our sports?
So one of the things that we do work with the individual coaches and individual kids with is if we're seeing trends in that. So if we have students, thankfully, knock on wood, we typically don't have many of those kids on our rosters, right? But that doesn't mean that they're not there. So when we do see a case of a pattern with a student, for example, that maybe is consistently having behavior issues and or missing a lot of school because of behavior issues, then we have been very fortunate. Those coaches have really stepped up on those programs, stepped up, worked with the teachers, worked with the administration of that building, and kind of laid the line out in front of the athletes to show improvement in behavior and everything.
Okay.
So as far as in the guidelines itself for like a 3-strike program or something like that, that's not in there, mostly because we want to rehabilitate the kids. And as Mr. Schmidt had brought up, if we've got a carrot, a lot of times we're seeing improved grades, attendance, and behaviors. And those kids that are participating in these activities are improving those things. I can think of 2 examples right off the top of my head. I won't mention names, but students that for sure, that all 3 of those things were struggling mightily. And then as we got involved and the coaches got involved at a deeper level, we see that at least, and this is the hard part about it, at least in those seasons, those kids, all those things improved. Because they understood if we're going to be able to participate in these sports, there's an expectation.
There's also a general statement in the athletic code of conduct, which we've had to use from time to time, that does not speak to grades or substance abuse, but it speaks to general citizenship.
Yep.
And over the years, it has been implemented several times as well. It doesn't call it out, but there is language in the athletic code of conduct that speaks to that as well.
So there are some checks and balances, but we try to do everything within our power to keep those kids eligible. That's why we put the checks and balances in, right? So that we can identify early on the ones that are struggling in some of those areas, and we can do whatever we can to rehabilitate it to keep them involved and be successful.
So, just so our community knows with that eligibility, there's a list that comes out of your office. If a student is failing a certain subject, they go to your coaches. Is that also communicated with the parents as well, that, you know, they're ineligible at this point until they get this up there? Is there?
So
does the school-
it goes first through the athletes. It depends on the level too. So like the modified level, there's a little bit less of an expectation that the athletes will bring that information to the parents. So that information at the middle school level is transferred, and we do lean on the teachers to
Okay.
be also communicating to their kids, you know, and their parents that, you know, right now
So
John
that
is
goes to
unsuccessful.
all staff, just not the coaches, that eligibility?
All staff are the ones that generate it.
Okay.
So, yeah, they generate that
Okay.
list. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Good questions. Any others?
Come on, Allison, it's your last meeting. You gotta come on with some questions.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you,
We do
Mr. Reed. Thank you,
appreciate
Mr.
it. Look
Briggs.
forward to this date. So, thank you for everything, and if you need anything, please feel free to ask.
Good job.
Okay. Are you gonna return the question?
All right, next up, since he's not doing his talent show for us, I guess we'll let him still do his last official report for our board. Mr. Eli Fancher.
Last turn. The BHS award ceremony was held on Thursday, June 11th, where several juniors and seniors were recognized for their academic achievements. Obviously, as previously mentioned, Gus Crawford is the first BHS student to participate in the Jimmy Awards in New York City. The Jimmy Awards are the National High School Musical Theater Awards, and there will be a watch party on June 22nd and 7th. The Batavia Marching Band performed at 2 parades, the Memorial Day Parade here in Batavia and Albion Strawberry Festival on June 13th. Tomorrow, BHS is hosting a mock crashing demonstration enforcing the Don't Drink and Drive initiative, for, known as Prom Promise. And then the last portion of the day will be Springfest, which is just a couple hours of some fun activities to close out the year. Prom will be held this week on June 19th at Woodsmith Estates. Graduation is set for Friday, June 26th at Vendetta. And then in sports, softball advanced through sectional play but lost in the finals. This past weekend, 14 Batavia athletes competed at the New York State Track and Field Championships. Blue Devils earns 2 state championship titles for the girls 4x100 relay and 4x400 relay, while Carvel Martino and Charisma Westcott earned second in shot put and 400 meters respectively. Additionally, several other students earned top finishes. And I also want to say, as this is my last meeting, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to serve in this position. I've learned a lot and gained a greater understanding of all these issues brought to the board. I want you to remember me in 4 years when I'm looking for a job. So.
Will do.
Thank you, Eli.
Oh, yes, I'm
Madam Vice
apologize.
President.
Yes, I'm up. Thank you, Eli, superintendent's report.
A couple items to share. First of all, I want to just point this out. This made the news last week or week before, the sign of Robin Morris. That's where it was designed to be placed by our architects. It was obviously not the best spot. It's going to be relocated at their cost, not at district cost, pushed back to where that tree is. The tree is going to be taken down. We are going to have the tree, we're going to have a tree, replanted. I've been asked, how can we don't leave the sign out, where the sign is now? Jessica, Corzios was here, she would tell you, because that's where the sign is going to be the main entrance. So there's a sign there across from the city. It's kind of kitty corner to Union and Richmond. This sign is designed to better mark the school, the front entrance, as part of the capital project, so it's going to be pushed back. It's not there anymore. You can see where it's going. It's where it was. It's going to be pushed back at no cost to the district. The architects are going to handle that change order for us in terms of a fee credit, and it's going to be pushed back. And it's designed to clearly show the front entrance of the school. I've also been asked how come we don't just put it on one side, because the sign is two sides. So it's a digital sign. We want to make sure we can capitalize on a sign there to show both sides of it. So, Andy, did I miss anything on that? So I want to point that out, that it is taken down now. I did receive a couple emails from our neighbors. Went out there that day, looked at it, talked to the city, and we're going to have it pushed back. So that's one piece. Next, as we've heard, that the viewing party for Gus will be Monday night. He's in New York City right now. He left on Friday. We had a nice event for him Thursday morning in Jackson, prior to him leaving. So he's down there right now. And please come to the auditorium Monday at 7 o'clock, where there'll be a watch party, and he will be on stage in Broadway at the theater where the Lion King performs. So very exciting for us and very exciting for him. He's a great kid. I brought him with me on the radio last week. He was on a podcast, the Blue Devil Radio podcast that Eli does. So that's very exciting for us. Lots of special events happened the last week or so. I threw a couple up there. We had a Bubble Days of Robert Morris. You can see they're in the center. We had lots of Flag Day celebrations, one of my favorite days at all. We had them at the middle school, high school, and not high school, middle school, Jackson and John Kennedy. We had field trips to the Seneca Park Zoo, and like a really nice picture in the top right, we have one of our veterans at Jackson greeting our students for the Flag Day ceremony. So we had middle school, JK, and John Kennedy had some nice celebrations for Flag Day last Friday. Track and field, you heard Joel and Brennan talk about this, but I do have pictures of our newly crowned state champs on the left and right. Our girls won the 4x1 and the 4x4 relays. One of those races set a new state record. They will be here. I've invited them to come to the board meeting in July to be greeted by our board. And the picture in the center is from the sectionals back at the end of May. So nice job to all of our athletes, all of our spring athletes, and our track and field for earning those honors this past spring. Concert season is alive and well. We're wrapping up. We had several concerts this past spring, middle school, high school. We had the JK chorus, middle school chorus, or the rock band. Eli was probably in almost all those groups, I bet. So that is winding down. Special Olympics, I know Allison was there last Friday or so. It was a wonderful event. We had schools from Elba, Barney Burgeon, Genesee Valley, BOSUS was there, and of course our students, our picture there. That was Friday morning a couple weeks ago. Allison, was there anything you wanted to add about that?
There was one race that I'll never forget. It was a 100-yard dash, I believe, and there were 4 or 5 participants, and there was a lady standing down between the fence and the track, and this young man comes running down the track, and he spots her. Now, I don't know if he was related to her, if it was just a friend that he recognized, and he's in the middle of the race, and he runs right over and gives her a big hug, and she's saying, no, 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 and he's just hugging her and whatever. He could have cared less whether he won or not, and he ran, and he finished and whatever, and I thought, oh my goodness, how sweet.
Yeah.
It was really, it was a very nice day. It was beautiful weather, too.
Thank you. Wednesday, we also have the athletic awards night Wednesday at 5:30. Then after that, we have the annual Muck Dog night at Dwyer Stadium, Blue Devils night. We're going to have some of our musical groups there as well. Right? Are you going to be involved in that?
I won't be there.
You won't be there for that one? All right. So Muck Dogs night Wednesday night. This Wednesday night. 8th grade graduation is tomorrow at 4. It's either 4 or 4:30 in the middle school auditorium for our 8th grade moving up to the high school. Honor Society, we have Honor Society happening right now across the hall. That's where Dr. Corey is. I was going to try to give some welcoming comments, but I was here tonight, so she's doing those comments on my behalf. We also inducted the Middle School Honor Society a couple weeks ago as well. Retirees, I want to thank them, and I want to thank Allison and Barb Owen for the dedicated service. Allison, you were the first call when I was offered this job 5 years ago or so. I was sitting in my house, and the phone rang. I saw it come up. Wayne Benedict, after my final interviews, I want to thank you for that call. Thank you for your support. Barb, thank you for all your advocacy over the years, your work in mental health, and for both of you for your passion for our school and for our students. I admire that about both of you, and I thank you. You've been excellent board members. Thank you. And upcoming dates, I mentioned 8th grade graduation, BHS Spring Fest, the Muck Dogs night, no school on Friday due to the Juneteenth holiday, senior prom, Friday night, The BTA, if you can make this, the BTA honor ceremony is next Monday. Antonio oversees some of that as well. It's a wonderful event for our seniors. I mentioned the Gus Crawford viewing party, of course, graduation, and next Friday night at Vendetta. Weather pending, will be outside. Last day of school is next Thursday or so, and then the board, oh, I know Matt Warren's no longer here, but Matt Warren was here, one of our new board members. The reorg meeting is going to be on July 1st, and then our July board meeting on July 20th. I do want to end by reading a statement regarding some of the news from last week. This is the same statement that I shared with the newspaper. I think our board members may want to comment as well. I just want to read this again so it's in the record. We need families to stay engaged and supportive, as many are, and which we do appreciate. The middle school age in particular is certainly a challenging age, but it is also a wonderful age where there's growth and improvement. The schools across BCSD regularly impose consequences based on a code of conduct and in accordance with school law, which can and have included long-term suspension from school for disruptive behavior. A common misconception is to just expel students, but expulsions are not allowed in New York State. Unfortunately, as even city council members mentioned last Monday night, there are laws that schools must follow as well, which can be challenging. There's also a severe shortage of alternative placements, and some of which are quite expensive, and every student, by New York State law, is entitled to a free and appropriate public education, which again means expulsions are not allowed. This does not mean we do not hold students accountable. We do. It does mean, however, that there are challenges, some of which are beyond our local control, which makes it difficult to satisfy all parties involved. It's not unusual and quite common for our principals, board members, you, and I to take phone calls from families of students who have had consequences that they thought were too harsh, some of which make it all the way to the board and New York State for appeals. In addition, there are confidentiality and privacy laws schools must adhere to. Finally, given the current mental health crisis with children, which I'm sure Barb can speak to in a minute, a solid and research-based social emotional learning curriculum is more important than ever, of which BCSD is proud to have in our schools. In addition to all required core subjects and a wide range, as you saw here tonight, of extracurricular and athletic offerings. The bottom line is this: students bring all their struggles with them to our doors, and we, our teachers, aides, staff, principals, coaches, board members even, work to help them out, all while trying to teach them what's required to move to the next grade and eventually to a college or a job and be a good citizen and treat others with respect and dignity. So after saying that, if the board members would like to comment,
I would like to say I'm very, very impressed with the SEL, the social emotional learning component. I'm impressed with what the teachers have provided, and I do see growth. I have the middle school, I go to the middle school a lot. I do see growth. Things take time sometimes, things are a process, but I'm definitely impressed with the SEL program. I just want to tell the teachers that.
Thank you. I think we've all seen a lot of discussion, especially the last week or so. But I do know that, we do have education laws that we have to follow. So perhaps there are things that, that we can do better that maybe, we will discuss, we will look into. We always listen, we're always open to listen and take concerns seriously. But I think that, and I've said this to the board before, we really have to, and I can't stress enough that more parents have to get involved with your children. I was on, before I was a board member, with all three of my children in the parent groups. I mean, always looking for volunteers. Get to know, and it's not just to, just to volunteer, it's to get to know the teachers, to get to know the parents, to get to know the administrators. So when you walk into events that you know the kids, you know the parents, you know the teachers, you know the staff, you know the kids, who they're being taught by, and the kids that they're in class with. So I can't stress that enough, that this is, yes, it's the board's responsibility, to do our best with our students, but it's also, the parents' responsibility and the community also to come together. It's a team, so. Anyone else?
I've thought about everything that Mr. Smith, you said, and that was mentioned and has been brought to the community, and am coming through with, I guess, a pastoral lens, just naturally a pastor, and was just thinking and praying about this. And I told my wife that I was going to write things down so that this didn't take too long, because I can, as a preacher, go long. So I was just thinking of our community, like our situation and the strength of our community comes in 3 links. Thinking of like a chain, and each link in the chain, and thinking about the home, the community, the school, and the church. If any one of them isn't functioning well or isn't tapped into, then there's a problem. The strength in the chain's gone. Can we all do better? Speaking of these 4 different areas, yes. Are we all trying? Yes. Every link needs to ask, how can we be better? Are we, the Board of Education, asking ourselves this question? I would say yes. Are our principals and teachers wanting to win here? And I would say absolutely. Are we asking the tough questions? We are. Thinking about the middle school specifically, I toured the middle school on a normal school day in February with Dr. Krein. We walked every floor. One of my favorite parts of the tour was in between the classes when they were moving and there were a lot of students in between the halls. It was full of life. There was no chaos. Dr. Krein would stand in a certain area, and as the students were going by, they would come up and talk to her, high fives. She would ask them, how are you doing today? Like, basically, are you winning the day? And they would say, yes, Dr. Krein. Every hallway between classes, I witnessed students being respectful, saying hello to each other, high-fiving teachers, Dr. Krein. So with that said, I want to just say a huge thank you to our superintendent, our teachers, our staff, and our principals, and really every school, but especially the middle school. I have said to different staff and faculty, the middle school is almost like the special forces of the school system, because there's so much emotion, there's so much discovery, and they're trying to corral that, and as well as teach these students and help them to win, not only the day, but in life. They're on the front lines every day, and they're doing a fantastic job under what I would say is really tough circumstances and conditions at times. And personally, they have my full support. As a pastor in the community, I look at our students through a specific lens. I believe that the biggest and deepest need of every student's life, and again, this is coming from my pastor's heart, is a relationship with Jesus. When a heart changes, behavior changes. While we know the public school has specific boundaries, our community doesn't have boundaries. We have thriving, active youth ministries all across Batavia. These groups are filled with leaders who love teenagers, and I can say that I've been in ministry for 30 years, and hopefully I'm part of one of those links. I was a youth pastor for 12, and having that opportunity to speak into their lives off of, let's say, school grounds, or when they're not on, when they don't have to do anything, they come and just speak into their lives. It's a great opportunity for every student within our community. These are safe places for fun activities and really deep mentorship moments. And I just want to say that we would absolutely love for our students to attend and find support within the church community. Places like Batavia Assembly of God, just going to name a few, Grace Baptist, Northgate, and there's so many others. Those are just 3 of what could be 20 or more churches. As a board, I believe that our best step forward is to build strong bridges between our schools and the community. I believe that we need to support our principals with all the resources they need, and again, one of them being the church. And let's encourage our families to get connected to a great youth group and ministries that are already there waiting for them to come with great leaders. Together, we can wrap our arms around these kids and help them succeed in every area of their life. Let's be a community that links all the chains, because they're all important. If one wins, we all win. Our students win, our community and our school wins, and really it impacts future generations. And so thinking of the 4 links, let's not neglect them all, and let's create wins in every area. So thank you.
I have something to say. after, you know, being on this board for what seems like 17 years seems like a long time, but it went by in a snap. What I would like to say to the community is that we work, the board and the superintendent and a lot of administrators and staff work very hard to change culture. And what would be great for our school district would be for our community to also change their culture, the way they look at our school district, and support us more in a positive way instead of some of the negative things that get said, some of the rumors that are believed, some of the problems that go on in all of our schools. Of course, we have issues. We have 2,000 students. Of course, there are issues, and they bring baggage to school that teachers and administrators and staff have to deal with on a daily basis. And I just wish that we had more community positive support so that when newer families are coming into the district and thinking about where am I going to put my child and whatever, that there's a positive attitude that's given to say Batavia City School Districts is a good school district. It's positive. We have a positive culture, and it not be, just based on rumors of, issues that go on in our schools. But I know everyone here in the district, including the board, is working hard on changing that perception and changing culture.
Thank you. Anyone else? We're good? All right, you're gonna have to help me. It's only my second time reading, so please be patient. Motion for letter F. Okay, so moved. Ches, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Mr. Schmidt? All in favor?
Aye.
Then do all consent, G through O.
Consent. Consent for G through O.
So moved.
And Sam, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I just want to recognize some members in our audience here tonight who were recently approved. So because we have so many staff members, we don't call off names one by one like you do in smaller districts. But I do want to recognize Christine Long is here. She's going to be our 7th grade ELA teacher in the middle school. 8th grade, excuse me, 8th grade ELA teacher in the middle school. Welcome to Christine. We picked her up from Alexander. Welcome to Batavia. And over there in a very appropriate blue dress is Christina Fall. She is going to be serving as our new middle school assistant principal beginning on July 1st, and she's here with her family. So I'd like to welcome both Christina and Christine. Welcome. I also want to recognize Lisa Whitehead. She is the president of the Batavia Clerical Association. Tonight the board approved the BCA contract for the next 4 years. I want to thank Lisa for your leadership and partnership in this process. The contract will go into effect on July 1st, and we had a fair negotiation. I appreciate your time and effort. I know it was an easier time, but we got through it, and we ended as friends.
We were
always friends. We definitely ended as friends, though. Yeah. So I just want to recognize that as well.
Thank you. Welcome, you guys. All right.
Just mention that. We have admin reports there from the Office of Curriculum Instruction and Business Office for the board's review. Board goal updates. I know the board's goal has been to try to be in every school a couple of times a month. So any updates on that from the board? And of course, we have graduation coming up. So, and then any other board member comments or other reports you'd like to share, which you have not done so already. No?
Good.
I want you to do both.
This one? Okay.
Both reasons.
Okay, I'm gonna call for executive session to collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law. and to the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. Oh, sorry. So got a motion? Jazz, so moved. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second. Dan? All in favor?
Aye.
And we're not returning to public session.
Thank you.